There I am. Okay, here we are. I say we because the fuzzy little taffy girl's over down here. Yeah, she's getting her little massage with my other hand. So, oh, yep, she's she doesn't want me to move my hand. So she starts to lick it right away when she thinks you're going to move your hand. Like like, don't move your hand. It's okay. That's the perfect spot for it. She's looking right at me with the green eyes. Okay. So here we go. We're going to look at this chart and we're going to go right to the degree. You saw the date? The new moon is when the sun and the moon are together. So when you're looking at a chart, that's what you're looking for. Say you don't know a darn thing, right? You're like, oh, I'm not really sure what's going on, what planets are in what signs right now. But if you know what the sun and the moon look like, you can figure it out without knowing all that other stuff. So that's what we're going to focus on. Oh, we got fuzzy butt up. This is the sun. And this is the moon. Hold on, that's a wire biter. I got to get her. Hey, oh, it's a pencil. It'll be okay. So this tells us that we've got a new moon, sun and the moon together in the sign of Leo. Yeah, for all of you who have cats, you know what that sound was. You know. Cats see it, they know it rolls, and it's like, see, she's trying to get my other one. Okay, you gonna go get it? Yep, that's what she wants. She got it down there. Now she's gonna go have a ball. All right, so we got the sun and the moon in the sign of Leo, which means we're having a new moon in Leo energy. 23 degrees and 17 minutes. So this is what you do, all right? You look. I'm sorry. I have my hair and I have cat hair. So you look for the 23 degrees of Leo energy. That's what you do. It's that simple. You look in your chart and Leo is that. Just like that. Yep, Leo energy. You look for your chart, get your Leo energy, and you want to see where the 23 degrees, what house is it in? For example, in this chart, 23 degrees of Leo is in the 6th house. How do I know that? Because there's a lot here, right? And it's confusing. I know. I get it. Let's take a look. You want to look to see what degree is the starting point of the 6th house cusp line. Cusp, C-U-S-P. In this chart, the 6th house cusp line, yep, is right here, 1931. That's it. That is what begins. That's the start of the 6th house for this chart. I don't know if you can see that little line there because there's so much stuffed into the 6th house, but they have this particular software has the line drawn out. Let me move that up a little bit. There we go. So now we see there's a lot of stuff here. The new moon isn't the only thing at 23 degrees, which is why it's all kind of crammed in here, right? When you look at this, you see that we've got vertex. This is a moment. It's kind of like fated moments. People, opportunities, chance meetings, conversations, communications, like events occur. It represents coming and going. It's something begins and something ends. On a new moon, that's interesting because new moon is all about a new beginning. And for some folks, we definitely have to have room for the new. So we sometimes make choices and we're like, okay, I'm no longer going to do this. I'm going to be doing that. Or I don't have enough room for all of this. So I got to get rid of that. It's that type of a thing, right? Some people just keep adding it up. However, we can go a little bit deeper because when we understand, I'm sorry, all of a sudden my throat, we understand the keywords for Leo energy: children, fun, romance, joy, creativity, right? Relating, having a good time, my happy place, laughter, entertainment, dating, and mating energy, my happy place. Leo energy is pretty physical, Okay. It likes to be, it's a performer. I mentioned this before in another video. It's a performance type of energy. So whether I'm on the stage, whether I'm with friends, whether I'm on the field, either way, it's got this strong energy of, I feel the spotlight is on me. It doesn't mean you necessarily have to be, hey, look at me. Although, if you got a lot of Leo, especially if you got a Leo moon, pay attention to that and see what house number it's in, because in that area of your life, that is where you are, because you're emotionally satisfied when when the attention is focused on you. That's that Leo moon energy. And it's the sun is the ruler of Leo, which is why Leo energy feels it needs to perform. Or if it's not feeling the need to perform, because you can have a very complex chart and you could be like, but gee, I don't feel like I need to perform. Okay. But what is it about you where you find it's almost as though you are somehow putting yourself out there to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be recognized, to be heard, to be just who you are. It's your uniqueness. There's something about you that you want to make it clear to people that they get the gist, like, but this is me. And it could be all your life experiences, childhood, people you've dated, people just the things you've done, where you've been, just all of that makes up who you are. So Leo is more ego energy, and it is courageous, right? So there's a little bit of that fearlessness, and it tends to, think of king of the jungle energy. Think of that lion, right? I'm on top. And so when it comes to the self, it's like, but look at me. I'm on top, right? Leo has that strong, energetic vibration of power, but almost of a sense of, it's very regal. It's very regal, right? It can be very colorful, very charismatic. It will stand out. And the mane, hair, right? It will stand out in some way, shape, or form. And it can be costumes, so we can think of makeup. But if you think of musicians, right? When a musician gets on stage or does a performance, isn't there usually something about them, that's it could be some little accent, something where they just kind of look different. It makes them stand out. It makes them look unique. There's something about their individuality that's remarkable, and is supposed to be. And that's why when people are when it comes to music and singing and whatever, because good vocalists are Leo, but when it comes to that, they're really looking for a person's individual sound. They got to find their individual sound, right? Even if they're a great vocalist, if they don't sound fresh, if they sound like every other person sounds, you can hold a note, you can carry a note, you can, all this and that, but to really stand out, that's exactly it. There's something about your voice that should stand out. And so with Leo energy, it's something about my appearance, the way I act, the way I talk, the way I perform, that should stand out. It is about your individuality and you shining, because the sun is the ruler of Leo energy. So this new moon gives an opportunity for some sort of a beginning. Now, if you've got Leo energy in your chart, you find out the house number that it's in, and that's where that new beginning is. So for example, in this chart, if you've got Leo in your 6th house, like this chart does, then that's like day-to-day routines. It can be kind of boring in the sense that it's mundane. So sometimes it's domestic and it's like within the home even, but it can be your projects, your daily routines. And so your daily routines don't have to be just in the house, but like, what do you do at your job? Is there a particular task at your job that you do on a regular? It's just, yeah, it's not real thrilling. It's your routine. But if you got Leo there, it's creative, it's creativity. And I cannot believe how much cat hair is all over me. Something unique, something fun, something possibly that makes you feel like a child. Maybe it is sports. Maybe it has to do with, who knows? Are you coaching people? Are you a health coach? Are you a fitness coach? Like if it had Leo in the sixth house, because it's not just the daily routines, it's associated with health. And Leo is physical, right? It can be organized sports because this is think about, my gosh, football, soccer, baseball, basketball. Aren't these performers? Aren't these people who are not only performers, but they become public figures? They're like celebrities, right? There's that whole thing with associated with Leo energy. And and for many of us, Regulus right here, Regulus is at 0 because it's moved. It's a slow moving fixed star. But for those of us who were born, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even, Regulus is in Leo. Or I'm sorry, 70s, 80s, 90s. Regulus is still in Leo for these folks, right? Absolutely. And so that 29 degrees of Leo energy is a very regal, very royal point. It's people who come from possibly literally royalty. And if it's not royalty, because like maybe your family, maybe royalty isn't acknowledged, but there's something about that family line, tradition, possibly wealth, possibly, but this is the way we always do things in this family type of stuff. And it's very much about the masculine energy and doing us proud. Think of the lion standing on Pride Rock. I always think of Mufasa because I call Taffy Mufasa. But remember Mufasa being very proud, standing there, and this is my son, right? And so this is the way we've always done things in this family. So there's that sense of ego that comes in again, right? Even if it's not because of extreme power and wealth, although Regulus, if you literally were to read Regulus 29 degrees, it's a point of normally very, very powerful. And we all know if there's power, then there's wealth behind that power. That's how that works. But what about the sixth house? If this is that new moon beginning in the sixth, kicking off in the sixth house, maybe something new happening in terms of health and being fun and feeling like a kid again. Possibly art and creativity, Leo energy. These are painters. I mentioned performers, but Leos can be the comedian, then actor. Like there's a plethora of talents with Leo energy. Remember we talked about hair? A lot of folks who have prominent Leo do hair, right? Whether they're for the stage and screen hair or just, shop down the street, whatever, they're into the appearance, the costume, making somebody stand out. I know next door to us, our neighbors, I always talk about how we have really great neighbors, and we do. The ones that live on one side of us, both the husband and the wife are stylists or whatever they're called nowadays. Both of them do hair. And of course, the wife always got a different color of hair on her head all the time. And that's strong Leo energy. And they both have strong Leo energy. They're both, I could be wrong, but I think both their birthdays are under the Leo time. I forget. But I know one of them definitely has it. But crazy creative energy there, even in their yard. With the landscaping, like they're so creative. And cooking, oh my God, dude does barbecues and he's got a smoker out there and just super creative. And that's Leo energy. What ways can you be creative? A whole lot of ways. It doesn't have to be, you don't got to be on a stage and screen. Although this would totally be like Broadway, like live theater, Leo energy for real, live theater for sure. The other thing is vertex, right? We're going to talk a little bit about the vertex point and that opportunity, possibly a door closing and possibly a door opening. So here we go. Leo energy. It says fame. I'm not lying. This is the first word. Fame, the vertex in Leo. Fame of some kind is yours. It is often thrust upon you quite unexpectedly and lasts for quite a while. It is important to embrace the fame rather than resist it as part of your destiny. The vertex in Leo gives the ability to be noticed and loved that outshines any other. People are drawn to you like a magnet and will happily do all they can to honor you and help you if needed. Love is your doorway to enlightenment, and you can both give and receive love in an abundance. For this reason, it is wise that you never abuse or neglect those who love you, as this will diminish the power and the beauty of the vertex in this sign. Part of the destiny is connected to children, either your own or those that you are unable or those that you are able to help in some way. Their innocence, energy, and love of life stimulate you to greater heights of awareness and increase your own ability to shine. When you feel the joy of life, you are intensely creative and often achieve a fame through a creative area. If you find the joy of life is diminishing, then play with those that you love. Love life, and this will replenish you. As you have a strong sense of drama, the theater fascinates you, and many of you will find your destiny in this field. So as I read that, the software is reading it as though this is someone's birth chart, right? But it still applies for the moment. It may not necessarily be a lifetime thing, but the way to find that out would be to look at your birth chart. So again, I'm always saying it, but I don't think I said it so far. If you don't have your chart, right, and you don't know, comment below. I'll get your chart to you to help you out. But at this point, somebody, if you've got something around these degrees, right, 23, 2-degree orb. So that would be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 degrees. There can be fame, right? And dare I say, famous and or infamous. The center stage, the spotlight will definitely be a part of it. And the reason I said infamous is because, look, we got Black Moon Lilith part of this. This is going to be tricky, isn't it? I think so. I think this might be one of those bittersweet things where, oh my gosh, someone's getting a touch of the spotlight, but yet Lilith seems to always throw a monkey wrench into things. So in your chart, what you're looking for is, other things that may add to ease to this or may add to a difficulty. And ease would be a trine. And look, what do we got? I'm going to go blue, but before I get there, I'm going to let Taffy out of the room. Okay, so the vertex, 23, 23, 23, 24 over there, but look over here, and Aries red is what we're looking for. We do have a trine, and that trine is, this is Eris at 25 degrees. Eris, the feminine female warrior. And then we got Hercules here. You see that? We got Hercules. And what else do we have? The North Node. The North Node is in a backward movement because that's its normal movement. Matter of fact, all this is retrograding, so it's all powerful. Everything here is in red, so it's all stronger than usual. Do you see this? Wow. That's a trine. It's kind of like be careful what you wish for, because Leo energy is all about the willpower. So when we're talking about the willpower and new moon intentions, this can be, powerful, because your willpower and the degree of how much willpower you have tells you how powerful of a creator you can be in whatever way that is that you create. The other thing you're looking for is the other red energy. And look, the galactic center, 27 degrees. You see that? Galactic center's at 27. That sits there. Yeah, very slow mover. That sits there. This is really powerful. I will add, if we draw the trine to this, right? If you draw those lines in there, look at that. We got a big old grand fire trine. So having a big grand fire trine, where does it happen in your chart? This can be beneficial. Just remember, be careful what you wish for. Grand fire trine, so much in Leo energy. The willpower is immense, and the North Node is part of it. So remember, it's about your future when we refer to the North Node. The North Node is where you're headed. It's in Aries, so it's my identity, my freedoms, my body. Aries energy, the freedom of my body. How do I look? My appearance, body autonomy. And it's trining. So this can be so powerful for some of you. See what you got in your charts. If you don't know, comment below. And just make some sense out of this. Okay. So I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.